Hello YouTubers, welcome to Sometimes I Play. My name is Don. I am Nashville's average-ist guitar player. So today, real quick, I wanted to talk to you about something that's been driving me insane for the last 2 years. That is this whole modeling thing. I'm an amp guy through and through. I don't like the way modelers sound. I don't like the way that they feel. But playing mostly in churches these days, I kind of have no choice but to go with something that will give me a direct signal that sounds decent. Like I say, for 2 years, I've struggled with making that happen. But more recently, I feel like I'm making progress, yes, and getting some things that are decent and some tones and some feel that I can live with. And it's all boiled down to two things. I wish somebody had shared this with me a couple of years ago and I wouldn't have wasted so much time messing with different pedal models and preamp models. But the two things that have made the largest difference for me, that have given me the most realistic tones and, more importantly, the best feel, are outside compression and focusing on amp cabinets and IRs. I've had almost every modeler that's out there, well, not every, but a lot of them. Like, I started with the Fractal FM3, I went to the Helix LT, I had a Kemper floor, I had a Boss GT1000. Currently, my backup board and the modeler that I have that you're going to hear here in a second is the HX Stomp XL. None of them have a compressor that's worth a crud, in my opinion. They all sound terrible to my ears. So what I finally did is I bypassed all the compression inside these units, and specifically the Stomp right now, and added my Keeley compressor to the front of the chain. So I'm going into the Keeley compressor and then into the HX Stomp. That has made a world of difference to me, because probably my biggest beef with modelers is that they don't feel good. They don't feel right when I'm playing. And having that professional quality compression before I hit the modeler has made a huge difference. The second thing that has been critical for me is that I've finally discovered and realized that the most important part of the whole chain of tones is the very end, with either your amp cabinet modelers or the IRs that you're using. All the difference in the world. I wish I'd have spent more time on these previously, a long time ago. And I think I would be a lot further ahead of where I am right now. But those two things, outside compression, and secondly, your cab simulators and your IRs, those are critical. And I just wanted to go through mostly a few of those to show you what kind of differences that I'm talking about. All these IRs and these cab simulations are really just super fine-tuned EQs. Now, I'm sure technically there's more to it than that, but that's really what it is as a guitar player. You're dialing in super precise EQs that emulate different speakers and microphones and that kind of thing. So let me show you some of the things that I've discovered that will help you hopefully get closer to a real amp sound and feel with your modeler. All right, guys, so here's some examples of what I'm talking about. And I'm going to use the HX Stomp XL that I have, and this is from the same patch, this new board preset that I created. That's the preset that I used in the song at the top of this video, so we'll use that. You'll notice that there is no compression whatsoever. It's turned off, so I'm getting all my compression from the Keeley compressor in front of the HX Stomp XL. I do have, I'm pushing the front end of the amp with this Stuper OD, no mod. The amp is actually the Cali 4 Rhythm 2, which is the Mesa Boogie Mark IV, and drive is at about 5.4 and some delay and some reverb. But here's the key to things. This IR that I'm using on this is one that I purchased from a guy named John CORDY, and if you're not familiar with him, I'm going to put a link to his YouTube channel in the comment section below. This guy's great. He's an awesome player. He has just super great feel, touch, plays all the right notes. One of those kind of guys. And he has a great YouTube channel. But this is a IR that he created. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that he just calls it the JC Lead. I bought it from him. Absolutely love it. And it sounds like this. And I have kind of the snapshot that I'm using, I've labeled as the Keith Scott snapshot, because it's just kind of, it's not a super heavy distortion, but just kind of an edge of breakup kind of thing to give you an idea of what these IRs and Sims are actually doing. So that's what I'm using with it. However, I'm going to switch over to switch this block to a cab block and let you kind of hear how drastic of a difference all of these will make. Like, for example, let's go to a 4x12 cabinet with greenback 30s. It's got a dynamic microphone, and it sounds like this. Way brighter and fizzier than the CORDY IR that I was using. We can switch this to a SM57. Has a totally different frequency response. Here is this 1x12 open cast is supposedly a model of an EVM12L. Let's go and put a 57 on it, and we'll position it a little outside and move it back maybe to like 3 inches. And high cut, I'm going to drop this down. That's something that you should really pay attention to too. One of my pet peeves with modeling is that high-end fizzy thing that you get on the distortions, and a high cut will help eliminate a lot of that. But here's the 57 on the EV speaker. So I hope it's coming through, but totally different. Every one of these that I switch to, here's a 4x12 blackback 30 with a 906 dynamic mic. I don't like that at all. Too raspy. I'll show you the Princeton model. This is a 1x10 Princeton. Let's put a 414 on it, and let's make it 0 on the angle and move it in a little closer to the center. So this is a Princeton 110. So, man, I hope you can see it just makes a world of stinking difference. This is the key for me to all modeling. And here's back to with the CORDY IR. That's just buttery smooth to me. It's a big deal, guys. Really focus in on these IRs and cab sims. So there it is. The two things that are most important in my mind with a modeler are outside compression and really learning and tweaking the IRs and cab simulators. I hope that helps you guys. I know it would have helped me a lot had I known these things in the early days of my delving into modeling, but hopefully it'll help you and it'll give you some inspiration to not give up on the modeling thing. You know, I'm an amp guy, but I have to admit, you know, it's great to be able to not carry an amp somewhere. So if I can get something that is really, really good, and I think I'm getting close to it, then I'm all for the modeling thing, and it just makes life easier in the long run. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope this helps. If you like my channel, I hope that you'll subscribe. I've said in the past, and I really mean this, I'm not doing this to make money. I'm not doing this because I'm some super chops guy. I'm not a session player in Nashville. I'm not on the road with a major act like a lot of guys that have YouTube channels out of Nashville. I'm just an average guitar player. As I've grown older, I've more and more become passionate for playing, and I just love it. I love sharing what I know. I love sharing what I've learned. And if that helps you, awesome. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear your comments. What's your road been with the modeling thing? Do you absolutely love it? Do you absolutely hate it? Are you with me where you're kind of getting it dialed into where you like it? Let me know. I'd love to have a conversation with you. And that's all I got for you today, guys. I will see you next time.